Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I made another one of these with the mini squishies in kind of like the paper packet, and this time I made a candy corn one to be kind of more Halloweeny. I've never actually tried candy corn, so let me know down below if you like it or not. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out, and let's just get straight on into it. So to start off with, I took a small kind of block of memory foam, and this was just like cut into a rectangle piece. You can of course use other type of foam, you can use like normal sponges and everything. It really doesn't matter the type of sponge that you use for this, it really matters the kind of layers of paint that you use. So anyway, what I did was I just cut like a long strip in a rounded triangle like shape, just cutting towards the shape that I drew on with a Sharpie. And once I had that completely kind of smoothed out, I then cut that long strip into 5 identical shapes. What I then did was I shaped out each individual bit of foam just into the shape of a rounded kind of candy corn piece, and I really kind of focused in on this, making him nice and chubby but also really nice and round and smooth, just so that I had the ideal base to kind of paint on the next step. So following on with the next step, I just took some white puffy paint and I really focused on painting the very top of the point with the white puffy paint, making a nice thick layer on it. What I then did was I moved on with an orange fabric paint, and this was just by the brand Scribbles, and I just took that and just smoothed that all the way around, making a nice orange stripe around the middle. Next, to get the perfect yellow, I actually just mixed this up with a lot of white in to make it kind of a pastel-y kind of yellow, but I just used tulip puffy paint in the colour yellow mixed in with some white to make this colour. I then just spread that on with a brush just because it wasn't in a pot, as I'd already mixed the colour myself, and then once that was dry, I then popped on another layer of each. I did this on all of the candy corns, and then once that was done, I moved on and popped them into a little face conveyor belt and just started painting on different faces on each of the candy corn pieces. So I decided to do some with open mouths, some with little smiles, some with like winky eyes, some with like little excited eyes. I don't know, I just really liked it. And what I ended up doing was adding some pink to make blush either side of the eyes like I usually do. I popped the pink inside of the open mouths to make the tongue, and I also added some white puffy paint to add as highlight on the eyes. These are just the same faces that I always do. You don't have to do them if you don't want to, but I feel like it makes it 10 times cuter, especially when they're in their little packet with all their cute little faces. So talking about the packet, I then went ahead and made that from some white A4 piece of paper. What I did was I folded one piece in half, and I just kind of put the candy corn pieces onto this to make sure that it was going to be the right kind of size that I wanted. And I then marked out like the kind of area that they would be in, and I cut out that as a square out of one of the sides of the folds. Once I had the square cut out, what I then did was I took some wrapper off of one of my Halloween decorations the other day, and I just cut out a clear bit of plastic from that. You can also use cling film or just clear tape for this if you don't have like an empty packet hanging around, but I just taped that to the inside of the folded piece of paper. Next, taking one of my fine liners from my new pens from Amazon, I just kind of drew out the word candy corn, and then what I did was I took the brush side of the pen in the colour orange again, and I just kind of like coloured all of that section in with the nice orange colour. I also then took a yellow felt tip and I just coloured in the bottom half of the kind of packet with this colour just to kind of like imitate a candy corn yet again, and I actually left the top white. I also then decided to add like the same kind of colour scheme to each of the letters. I did it on the reverse on the corn part, but in the normal kind of, you know, order on the candy section. And to make the corn part stand out from the orange, I actually used a slightly darker colour, and then using my white Posca pen, I actually went around that font to kind of make it stand out even further. Next, with a gold Posca pen, I just went ahead and drew out a dripping like effect across the top of the packet. I didn't really know what else to do here, so I decided to just fill it with that. I thought it just added a little bit of extra kind of zhuzh to the packet. So yeah, I did it in the gold because I thought that would kind of tie in with the orange and the yellow a little bit more as well. I also wrote the words trick or treat down on the bottom yellow section to kind of fill out that space a little bit more. And I decided not to do the back because, to be honest, I couldn't really be bothered to do it. I don't really look at them too much when I put them up on my shelves anyway. So yeah, I've kind of left that plain, but you could of course decorate it. What I then went ahead and did was taped up all the sides, and then I just completely covered the whole entire thing in tape just to make it nice and shiny and a bit more secure if you're going to squish it, because sometimes just squishing paper, like the paper can rip and everything, but once it's completely covered in tape, it is a lot more kind of reinforced. But anyway, once the packet was then completely done, what I then did was took the little candy corn pieces and just shoved them inside. I really kind of like organised them to make sure like all the little faces were pointing outwards so that you could see all the cute little faces. Just look at this, they just look so cute. They work really well as squishies just by themselves. They're not 100% like really slow rising just because they are quite thin, but they do work really, really well, especially for mini ones. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. So like I said, I just popped them all inside, and then I just took a long thin bit of tape again and just taped up the packet shut. If you want to open this again, you can just use an X-Acto knife just to cut through the tape, or just snip off the top. It's completely down to you. I know I'm going to keep mine inside, so that's why I tape mine up without a problem. I usually just pop mine up on the shelves for like decoration at this point. That's why obviously I don't decorate the back, but yeah, I just tape mine in, and that was that really. So I'm really, really happy with how these little guys turned out. I think they look like they're having a right little sleepover in there. Just look at them, they're all so cute. They also squish really nicely inside the packet as well, because it kind of works as like a paper squishy, just with a clear kind of view. And obviously the bits inside are made into squishies also, so that always makes it even better. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with how this turned out. If you have any more requests or anything like that, please leave them in the comments down below. I know you guys left loads yesterday, which I'm really, really grateful for. I did read through them all. I haven't had time to reply to everyone just yet, but I will get around to it, don't you worry. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up, as it really does help me along my way and know what videos you'd like to see in the future. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!